Hello and welcome to another episode of So Fly. It
Holy
is,
shit.
baby, the middle of November 2025. And my name is Mitch and we've got Aldo.
Yeah, wow, these cold opens are more like hot opens these days.
You got to bring the energy when
Totally, dude.
you are casting pod style.
Are you
Gotta bring the
cold? You
edge.
got a scarf on over there.
Well, it's a mixture of cold and fashion.
I mean, it's definitely
Um,
fashion. Like, don't get it twisted. You look amazing. Wow. You look like a director.
You know, I feel like a director with the
Wow.
scarf on.
Wow, Martin Scorsese right there.
It's part of my job, you know, when I need to get a lot of work done, I just put a scarf on. I just fly through.
Dude,
It's like
totally.
an ad thing. I feel more like an ad person when I wear a scarf.
Yeah. Well, you definitely look like more of a prick.
What? Well, here we go. We are excited to be recording yet another podcast for your listening pleasure. This episode is going to be about a fantastic fishy duo from Quebec. They run and recently opened their fishing lodge, Gaspé Coastal. And they are fantastic fellows. We've got Sarah and Andrew on the show, and it's going to be a great interview. We chatted with them about the lodge, how they opened it, what the first year opened was like for them, and just kind of generally go through the guest experience, what you can expect if you do a trip there yourself.
100%.
We went, and that's why we're talking to them, because we got to take this experience for a test drive, if you will. And we're going to do another show about that with Junior and David, who joined us on the trip to capture a film we're making about Andrew and Sarah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of things going on with Gaspé Coastal and Andrew and Sarah and
100%. But yeah, that's a good distinction because we've got Andrew and Sarah on. It's going to be about the lodge, a little bit about our trip, but like not super detailed. So, but just more about what it took to get the lodge open and kind of what it takes to run a fishing lodge in general.
Yeah,
which is cool.
And I
Fly
mean,
fishing lodge.
Yeah, we'll talk more about what we liked about Gaspé Coastal after this little interview. But before we get to that, let's get in some of the community news. Do you want to start with what's going on in Southern Ontario?
Yeah, well, actually, why don't we segue really quickly? You mentioned that David and Junior joined us in Gaspé to film something, and what we were filming was a film for the Palm Film Festival. Palm Film Festival is a film festival started by the FQSA in Quebec, but now they're growing out of just the French language films, and we're stoked to announce that we're going to be part of that film festival. And the Quebec tour dates should have dropped, which is great. They're going to be screening outside of Quebec in Atlantic Canada, Whitehorse in Ontario, but those dates are TBD. But
Whitehorse is such a sweet.
I know we should maybe go to the Whitehorse screening because our film's going to be
pretty cool.
Be doing that.
Play in Whitehorse.
Yeah, it's going to be playing in Whitehorse. Imagine me and you in Whitehorse in February.
It'd be insane. It would also be really fun, but it's really cool to know that even if we don't make it up there, that something we made will be up there. That's pretty cool.
So check out. I'll put the link in the show notes, but I would say keep an eye out for Palm Film Festival dates around across the country, really, which is really cool. And we're stoked to be part of it, and we'll be probably talking about it on every show now in this community.
Yeah, forever
centric until the festival ends in March. Southern Ontario stuff. Drift Outfitters is in just they're trying to just fill your brain with knowledge,
Yeah, it's great
and inspiration. And they've got some great events coming up in November. They're all fly tying events. It's the time of year, On the 22nd of November at 1 p.m., Nick Roman, our good buddy Nick Roman, is going to be doing a tying class called Imitating Local River Baitfish, which is Nick is a fantastic angler and a very good tyer, and his theory to catching fish is, well, you got to imitate what they're eating. So that's a good class to go to because he's pretty spot on with some of his patterns.
Big time.
I
stand by when I say he's one of the best anglers in the world. I stand by that, Nick. I stand by that, Nick.
Nick,
I'm not even friggin' joking around.
And he knows me.
That's right.
And he's still saying
that's right. And I'm still saying
that. Nick Groves,
It's only room for one.
longtime friend, longtime friend of the show, is doing a new take on swung flies. So swinging flies for, of course, Great Lakes Steelhead and beyond, but mainly for Great Lakes Steelhead. That's on Saturday, November 29th. Then Steve May is in town for December 6th, which is a modern streamer construction class. Now, they've got a picture of a muskie on here, so I'm going to have to assume they're talking muskies.
Muskers.
But Steve is...
I love calling them muskers.
I know, me too. Steve...
Great name.
Has been a fly designer, guide, and author for over 3 decades. He's got experience creating numerous innovative and effective patterns for species in the Great Lakes region. And some of his patterns are available through Fulling Mills fly catalogs. So that's pretty cool. So I'm sure all of these will be banging to attend, but the Steve May one sounds pretty freaking awesome. No offense to Nick and...
Yeah. No, it sounds like there's lots of good stuff going on. Fly tying wise.
I guess no offense to the Nicks, Nick Groves and Nick Roman. But that's cool. Again, I'm plagued by announcing this on the day that, because we're recording this November 13th. The show comes out November 15th. If you're listening to this a la minute, November 15th, the Nottawasaga Steel. Yeah, like maybe
a la minute.
Maybe it's midnight on the 15th.
What's
and you're hearing this?
I've never heard that. I don't know.
A la minute. You make the dish, you eat the dish a la minute.
I like that. Yeah.
You're not going to wait around for an omelet to cool down. You're going to
eat an omelet.
That's a la minute.
You're going to eat it fresh.
You're going to eat it fresh.
I'm going to eat it with mushrooms and cheese, maybe some spinach.
It's insane. Brie made omelets today with mushrooms. Cheese.
Was there spinach?
Obviously.
So it was mushrooms, cheese, and spinach?
Yeah.
She made that today?
Yeah, that's the weirdest thing.
That's so weird. Everybody go get a lottery ticket, I think. That's what
synchronicity,
Yeah, I'm going to go get a Cash for Life.
But then on November 15th...
Gotta mean something, right?
Go to the Nottawasaga Steelhead on Facebook, and they are doing a live staking. So live staking is when you take tree stakes, put them on the side of the riverbed, and it helps slow down and combat erosion. And if anybody fishes the Nottawasaga, it is a very sandy place, and there's a lot of erosion. Some good, some natural, some bad, some human-made.
I thought you were going to say they were having an omelet night, and I was about to freak out.
They're having an omelet-related fundraiser for the Nottawasaga.
We're like, oh my God.
But yeah, tree staking, November 15th. I'm sorry that I'm announcing this on the day that it's happening, but if you do listen to it...
hopefully it went well.
I'm sure it went well. Check out the Nottawasaga Steelheaders. They do a lot of great work with... not just themselves, but they work a lot with conservation groups in the region to help protect the Nottawasaga and its watershed, like the Mad and the Noisy River, Wasaga Beach and stuff like that. So they do a lot of great work. So check them out. And of course, if you ever have something to announce, info at SoFly.ca. So to say, what's going on in Ottawa, man?
Ottawa Fly Fishers Society is having their AGM on November 18th. So if you're part of the club, or if you want to learn about the club, go to that AGM, November 18th.
Are you going to go?
Maybe. I just might have to, and I might have to bring an omelet station with me and whip up some mushroom and cheese omelets.
Would be a hilarious sell.
For the group.
It's Mitchie's omelet. It's the tradition of the AGM. For the rest of your life, you'll be 80.
I'm just making
doing the AGM and just making omelets.
Man, I mean, November 18th, turn up. What day is that? That's next Tuesday. Well, there you go. You can probably learn more about that on their website or go to their Instagram. I'm sure you can message them and get more deets about it as well. They're probably going to post about it soon. Other than that, keep your eyes peeled on the Auto Fly Fish Society Instagram page because they got stuff popping up all over the place. But all I can see right now on their site is November 18th, their AGM.
And of course, just a reminder, Mitch is in Ottawa now, and I'm still in Toronto.
Yeah, if you got some fly fishing stuff coming up in Ottawa, events or whatever, send us info at SoFly.ca. We'll talk about them, and maybe I'll pop on down there with some omelets. Anywho's, sounds like some good community stuff going on. Why don't we pop into this interview now with Andrew and Sarah and hear about Gaspé Coastal? What do you think?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I thought that was you kicking to it.
No. But it is me kicking to it right after these words. Sarah Nellis and Andrew Murphy are the creators and owners of Gaspé Coastal, an amazing new fly fishing lodge in Cascapedia, St. Jules, Gaspé area of Quebec. The lodge started as a dream fueled by a passion for the outdoors and fly fishing, and it's become a thriving destination where world-class fishing meets warm, top-tier hospitality. Top tier. The food is delicious, the rooms are perfect, the grounds are beautiful, and the fishing, how about sight fishing from poling skiffs on endless salt flats for thousands of hungry striped bass? Or wading on the iconic salmon rivers of the area. It's seriously some of the most beautiful places on Oath. It's an incredible place. Aldo and I were really lucky to visit the lodge and trust us when we say wow. Sarah and Andrew have built an experience rooted in connection to the land and a genuine love for the sport. They're both super accomplished anglers, and we're really stoked today to dive deeper into their fly fishing lives and what makes Gaspé Coastal so special. Sarah and Andrew, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Hey guys, thank you very much.
It's good to see y'all. Been a little
It's
while.
so good to see y'all.
Yeah.
It has been a moment. Very nice to see everybody.
Well, we're very excited to be chatting. Whereabouts you guys calling in from? Are you guys at home there in the beautiful Gaspé?
We are. We are currently in our dining room.
Nice. And how's the weather? Fall's nice over there. It's kicking off.
It is more than kicking off. We actually had our first snowfall yesterday up in the mountains. Yeah.
Wow.
We were at kind of the tail end of hunting season up here. So we were up in the mountains and got a taste of winter.
Oh, that's wild. Jeez,
you guys were out hunting?
I was. Sarah has not yet, although rifle season for deer is coming up. And she's done some small game, some bird hunting a little bit.
Yeah, we got skunked yesterday, but
yeah, it was snowing yesterday.
Dang, that's crazy, man. Yeah. It's
but no,
chilly, yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. We were up there and kind of playing a little bit on our buddy's moose camp up there and kind of cutting him some trails and stuff. And
wild.
It felt very nice to be in the snow, actually. It's always kind of a cool transition period.
Totally, yeah. I love it. Okay, before we get into like questions and stuff like that, just the first two questions I wanted to ask you guys. Andrew, maybe we'll start with you. Do you remember your first fish on a fly rod? What it was?
I do. It was a brown trout that was stocked in anybody that's around Montreal knows Granby. There used to be a fly fishing show there a long time ago, and there was a little fly fishing club, and they stocked brown trout in this one river. And it was open, I think, year-round, or it certainly had like an extended season where you could fish, I think, both the summer season and the winter season on it. And,
that's pretty cool.
And I remember catching a brown trout on a very, very, very heavy woolly bugger.
Amazing. Sarah, how about you? Do you remember your first fish on a fly?
I do, yeah. My first fish on a fly rod, it's weird to say, but it was an Atlantic salmon on the Grand Cascapedia.
Oh, damn. Wow. What a flex.
Yeah. Well, it took me 4 years to get it, so
yeah.
It was a very big learning curve, and now I realize how much I didn't know at the time.
So cool. Oh, my God. Okay, because Sarah, you're from that area, right? You grew up in Cascapedia, St. Jules?
Yep, exactly. Born and raised in Cascapedia, and the reason that I was fishing on the Grand Cascapedia is because I worked at the Cascapedia Society through high school. So that's kind of how and when I got into fishing.
Man, so cool. And Andrew, you're from outside Montreal, right?
Yeah, exactly. I grew up in the Eastern Townships in a little town called Bromont.
Yeah, awesome.
So I used to fly fish around there.
That's two like really, really great places to grow up for fly fishing. Yeah. Or just like being in the outdoors in general. Eastern Township. No, am I wrong?
Well, I mean,
I don't know. The Eastern Townships are just so beautiful.
Sarah's area
it's beautiful.
Sarah for sure.
Sarah for sure. Let's agree. Sarah, great place. Bromont was fine. It was cool because there was access to like a lot of diversity, right? Like we could fish the St. Lawrence River for warm water species, and then there was like a couple of brook trout streams. And we weren't far from the Adirondacks, which was cool, right? Or northern Vermont or northern Maine. So it was a pretty, like, the local fishing was not insane. Like, there's not a river in my mind that I'm like, ooh, I can't wait to go to my parents' place to go fish that one creek. But the general area was awesome. But nothing like where Sarah grew up, for sure.
I was spoiled.
It's a wild place to grow up fly fishing, for sure. I mean, oh my God. Andrew, how'd you find your way out towards that region? How'd you guys meet?
So I mean, I always love fly fishing, and obviously like Gaspé is on the list, right? For pretty much I think anybody in the Northeast, and it's well known, and we were just coming along in our fishing journey, we could say, or I was coming along on a fishing journey, and the one thing that really brought us here for the first time, and when I say here, it's like me and a couple of buddies that we still fly fish together to this day, was the opening of the striper season. That was kind of like what really drew us out here, in combination, of course, with the Atlantic salmon fishing. So we came up in 2012 or 2011. I think it was like the first year that they were opening the season, and then I visited the area almost like every year after that, and left a job working up north in Labrador and fly and trout camp, and wanted to give it a go to, work in the fishing industry still and be an independent guide. And the Gaspé was really the one place I think in Quebec where you could actually make or have a shot at making a living off of it. So that's where I came, and Sarah and I met at the fly shop, I guess, the first time.
Yeah, because Sarah, you were working at the fly shop, right?
Yeah, exactly. I was working at this was in 2018, and Andrew came into the fly shop and he brought his dog Skeena, and it was love at first sight with Skeena. And then the rest followed.
I still think she prefers Skeena to me.
Skeena's pretty cute.
She's cute.
We've definitely done shows on the Gaspé, so we don't have to get into it really quick, but maybe Cole's notes super quick. If somebody's listening to, SoFly for the first time, they have no idea what the region is. Sarah, you're from there. What is the Gaspé, and what makes it so, I guess, geographically significant?
Yeah, I mean, the Gaspé is a peninsula in kind of northeastern Quebec, just north of New Brunswick. And we've got the northern tip of the Appalachian Mountains here, which are called the Chic-Chocs. So it's a pretty incredible, and then on top of some really amazing Atlantic salmon rivers. We've got the bay, we've got the ocean, we've got really kind of everything for it to be an outdoor sports lovers mecca, and more. It's a really, really great place, and I think a lot of I've heard of it referred to as kind of like a small BC kind of vibe.
Yeah, I think so. I think what's really cool is, of course, you're in Quebec, but you're looking, when you're fishing, at least for stripers, you're like looking at New Brunswick, and so it's cool because it's very Quebec. It's obviously French speaking, but it's very maritime at the same time. The restaurants all have lobster, and it's like obviously you're on the ocean, which is really cool, and so it's really kind of a unique part of Canada, I feel. And then of course for people who fly fish, it's one of the mecca of Atlantic salmon, and now the stripers are back, baby, and it's such a great place for fishing. And of course there's all the brook trout as well, so it's pretty cool. And in the winter there's skiing.
Absolutely.
Hey, Mitch?
Oh yeah, it's so sick. I mean, I wish I grew up there, man. It'd be an awesome place to grow up. I definitely would never leave. It'd be an amazing place. I might even move out there. We were talking about this,
It's a really, really hard place to live.
We can see why you moved out there, Andrew. Like it's not a hard, it's not a hard place to fall in love with. That's for sure.
No, that's it. The quality of life is just exceptional. It's very obviously like outdoor focused. But we're still in an area that's like, we've got all the services. We've got like pretty good live shows and entertainment. We have like really everything we need, and it's this kind of beautifully like rugged area. And there's always something to do.
Yeah. And it's like, it's classically known, like we've been saying, for the salmon, but you touched on the coming out to figure out the stripers. So how did you get into kind of that game? When was the first sort of polling skiff operation launched out on the Gaspé?
Yeah, so I guess, I mean, I always thought that there was going to be a potential for stripers in the shallows, in the flat areas, just because of prior fishing experiences. And then there was like a couple of obscure like drone videos that popped up kind of showing these fish in like skinny water. But initially, I kind of asked some buddies like boat recommendations and stuff, and I was turned away from the skiff, and I just bought like a small center console boat. So I was fishing out of that, which was pretty good, but more of a traditional fishing style. And I decided to start like an oyster farm with a buddy of mine up here. I don't remember how, but we learned that we could get some grant money to do some R&D and kind of ID like different oyster sites and stuff. And back in the day, and kind of still to this day, there's not really like a fully operational like oyster farm where they take the oyster seeds, so like very, very small oysters, and grow them to maturity. So we had this grant money for like essentially 2 years where we could just bounce on all these estuaries and these salt marshes and track growth of oysters and water quality and a bunch of stuff. And we would bump into these fish, part of the mandate was like just to do like aerial pictures of the sites and stuff like that. And we would like find these fish and, very quickly started bringing a fly fishing rod with me on these,
of course,
on these trips we had to take every week. And very quickly ended up, instead of taking an hour to go check one oyster cage, we'd be like, oh, let's go for the day and we'll fish for the day and then get the data at the end of the day and come back. So that was kind of growing. And I decided in 2019, it's been 2 years of kind of messing around with the fish. We had a little towee, which is like a small kind of canoe-ish boat. We were using that for the farm, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to get like just a proper pulling skiff that it can fit 3 people, 2 clients and myself on it. And bought this little tiny 17-foot boat, 52 inches wide or 55 inches wide, and weighed nothing.
Tiny skiff.
With a 30 horsepower, like really, really small boat. It was cheap. I could afford it. And that was a whole story because we had to get that boat from Florida to Quebec in like June of 2020. So of course, like all the COVID measures, and I couldn't go into the US to pick up the boat. So a buddy of mine who could brought it back up. Then we hauled it to the Gaspé, rigged it, and learned to pull off of that thing for the first 2 seasons. And after 2 seasons, the oyster farm was slow, like the bureaucracy was slow, and the fishing was exciting, and I was falling back in love with this sport and the craft of guiding. And it's, flats fishing is so completely different of an experience than any whether it's swinging flies for salmon or it's chasing brookies, or trout fishing. It's a different game. You guys have done it. Flats fishing is just a very, very different, I think, approach to the sport, and I really, really fell in love with it. And that's where it started, and then grew the guide business from there.
Okay, so it was a guide business first, and you had, basically just guiding people to go fishing and stuff like that. When did the lodge idea come into the picture?
And Sarah, at this time, you were at the fly shop, right? Sexton & Sexton.
I was at the fly shop for a couple years, and then I was doing some guiding as well on the side, and eventually started guiding for Atlantic salmon full time, and
managed a guide team for a bit.
Managed the Gaspé Coastal guide team, and we started working on that. Yeah, we started working together a couple years prior to opening the lodge. Basically, like he was doing his thing. Service. Yeah, exactly. He was doing his thing stripers. I was doing my thing salmon, and then we kind of combined forces and went from there.
You've got the salmon. Wild. Andrew's got the stripers, and together it's Gaspé Coastal. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah. And Sarah, that's like the guiding, like you were like pulling the canoes and that kind of thing.
I was doing a little bit of pulling, but not so much of it.
It's a wild thing.
But yeah, it's a pretty cool way of exploring the rivers, and a really good tool for spotting Atlantic salmon too. So
totally. Which rivers were you guiding on the most back then?
I was doing the Grand Cascapedia and the Petite Cascapedia.
Wow.
So I was doing some contract work at Camp Relais, which was a camp on the Petite, and then in the branches of the Grand as well, kind of more independently if folks needed a guide up there.
Pretty dope. Okay, so you
And
guys are
then-
both guiding and then
yeah.
managing the guide service, like Gas Coastal Guide Service, I guess, at the time. And then, then how did the lodge? Is that kind of when the lodge idea came up, or like how'd that come to fruition?
It kind of always was part of our like plan. Like it's funny because even before I met Andrew, like I studied tourism management in CEGEP, and I found like these projects of like, oh, I'm gonna open a fly fishing lodge and like doing like all of this stuff like way back then. And that this was like I probably called one Atlantic salmon at that point in time as well. And I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. So, and then when Andrew and I got together, Andrew's extremely passionate about hosting and hospitality on top of fishing and everything. And we were just basically had a full-time crew at our house all the time, just folks in and out constantly throughout the whole summer. And we're like, you know what? Like, why don't we do this as a job? and yeah, it kind of just developed from there. The idea of actually doing it to doing it was probably 3.5, 4 years total that we were developing and working on it and trying to find a property and doing all these things. And so we were finally able to open in June 2025.
That's awesome. I'm we feel super lucky to be there for the for the opening season. And maybe a little bit on the grounds, but maybe I don't know. Maybe Mitch and I could start because it's pretty amazing. Like it's an old sawmill, correct?
Yeah,
or at least part of it is. How did you find this? Like, how did this come up? Was it just for sale? And you're like,
this was like we had tried on so many properties, and we'd be prospecting for years at this point, and just nothing was working. And this home on the property was a sawmill back in the late 1800s and early 1900s, and this was actually an abandoned home. So like my entire life, this was pretty much abandoned except for
because you would have walked by this 1,000 times, right?
Absolutely. Literally, it was like every single day, twice a day, from like home to work to home to work. And
Cascapita St. Jules is not a big town by the stretch of the imagination. By any stretch of the imagination, it's actually quite tiny. You could say one horse town if you.
There's no street lights.
Yeah, zero street town. No Tim Hortons. So,
but then now you know it's small. But but it's so fly fishy. Like it's the Salmon Museum is there. The Cascapedia Salmon Museum, Sexton Fly Shop. You're across the street from the museum, and a block away from on the other side of the road from the fly shop. Like it's awesome. Like
the river right there too. Yeah.
And the river's right there too, which is really,
totally
really cool.
We kind of laugh, but like when we refer to it as downtown Cascapedia, I mean, it really is.
Totally.
Totally.
You guys are right downtown.
Right downtown. Hustle, bustle.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
The 4 businesses are downtown across the corner from one another, There's us, the motel, the museum, and pretty much like
it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's a small town.
But yeah, we were getting pretty desperate at this point, and we're like, okay, we're gonna have to kind of open our search up a little bit. And long story short, this home, I found the owner that lives in Ontario, and there was no phone number, no email address, so I wrote her a handwritten letter.
Wow.
And she replied a couple weeks later and got an offer in, and long story short, 1.5 years later, it was ours.
Wild. Because it's known as the Nadeau House, right?
Yes, exactly. So Andrew and I and Gaspé Coastal are the first owners of this property in the history of the property who aren't part of the Nadeau family.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
That's wild. And so the one of the Nadeaus was living in Ontario, you're saying, and she was just sort of like
exactly.
Not paying attention to it.
The Nadeau family, there were multiple owners of this house finally, because it was part of a will.
Yeah.
And the Nadeau family just kind of dispersed. They're all over Canada and Europe and you name it. So
yeah. So cool. Okay, so it was like abandoned. So you guys had some work to do. You flipped it. And did a really good job.
Really good job.
It's so nice. Grounds are great. The building itself is beautiful.
the building itself is beautiful, and then you of course added the rooms, which the rooms are in 2 freestanding structures. There's 4 rooms in each. In total sleeps 8, plus there's the, let's say, industry room in the actual main house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how we like to call them. But
cool.
Yeah, so we've got the 2 industry rooms upstairs, or like friends, family.
Yeah,
a bit of everything. We have some guests that sometimes spend the night there.
We're doing a bad job here. You drive down. Look, you've made the drive to Gaspé, or you've flown into Gaspé Peninsula from somewhere. You are winding your way down these roads through the Chick-Chock Mountains. These are Adirondack-sized mountains, so they're not like the Rockies, but they're not small either. They're not like the Gatineau Hills if you're from Ottawa. These tree-lined hills, this beautiful drive, and every once in a while you pass a famous river, and then you pass another famous river. Maybe you're passing the Bonnie or the Cascapedia, the Grand Cascapedia, the Petit Cascapedia, the Matapedia. You're winding along the coast, you're seeing the ocean, and then you start meandering into this town. It's like lost in fly fishing time. You've got and then you take a left at the museum down this beautiful little dirt road, and all of a sudden, Gaspé Coastal reveals itself to you. I was like, "Am I at the right place?" but we, you drive through the long driveway. There's all this awesome farm field. You see your giant garden, and then of course you're welcomed by not only you two, but the awesome little roundabout, the barn where the 4 pulling skiffs are kept. You see the main house, and Sarah, you're walking out of it with a glass of wine. And, you see the rooms, you park your car, and all of a sudden you've arrived. It all of a sudden feels very fly fishy, but really homey at the same time. It feels like you are in some sort of historical building, because you are, really.
Yeah, essentially. It's an old place, and we really wanted to keep like that homey feeling. That's super important for us. We don't want a lodge with like, endless hallways and endless like living rooms and stuff, right? Like you're there with your buddies, or you're going to make new friends along the way.
Easily.
The group of anglers. So we have like a couple of cool nooks to hang out. And essentially like we'd like to joke that, you get to go to your friend's place and he's a really good cook, but you don't have to take care of the dishes. And, you've got a good guide team in the morning to keep you busy through the day, like taking you fishing. That was really like the idea.
It's funny because, had you done much traveling to other lodges? Because off the top, it felt a lot like, I've been lucky enough to go to Ascension Bay Lodge a lot. It felt a lot like that. Like, it only sleeps, I think it only sleeps 10. Everybody leaves in the morning after breakfast. Everybody has breakfast together, at the same table, and everybody leaves with their guides. And then you get back roughly the same time. And then everybody recounts their day, and like that's a big fun part of it,
It's the coolest part of a lodge. This is right, like the storytelling, especially in the evening. You're always excited to see like what the other groups did,
what happened,
kind of get the news, and but yeah, we were fortunate enough. I guess having been both in the industry for some time, that we visited like a couple of lodges over the years, and definitely did some fishing travel.
The whole time, kind of what our goal was, and what inspired us and what made us, what we wanted to create was just a space that we would like to go to.
Yes.
So anytime that we're going anywhere, whether it be another fishing lodge or a restaurant or like anywhere, we're just constantly trying to get inspired by our surroundings and just making this mishmash of like things that what we think would make the perfect place for us. And hopefully that folks like you and others will, appreciate it just as much as us.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, you guys nailed it on like all those fronts. And before we get into the fishing, just an emphasis on that. Like the food, it's so sick. Like it's really good. It's the best
Really
food
good.
I've had at a fishing lodge by far. It was
thank you.
amazing food. So like the food and like just like the accommodations themselves are like totally 10 out of 10. So I mean that rocks, because that's a huge part of it.
It's a huge part of it. Yeah, like real quick, logistics wise, like you've got the 2 buildings shaped like you have the one set of rooms, you have another set of rooms as an L, and that kind of frames the side of the house. So it kind of creates this U shape of buildings. You have that awesome little courtyard, for lack of a better term, where you've got like the casting practice stuff, the little lawn games, and then you have that amazing loadout room where all the waiters get hung at the end of the day. If you're using waiters, everybody gets a Yeti loadout box as a loaner for the week, which is awesome. You can put all your shit in it, bring it to either the boat, whatever kind of boat you're going to be on, or whether it be the a striper day, or if you're on a canoe for the salmon, or just throwing it in the guide's car. In the morning, you wake up, you meet the guides, you do your thing, get home. There's a snack. There's a snack and cocktails. And everybody has dinner together, and then dessert in the living room. And you guys have an amazing wine collection too. It's like the whole thing is just fucking awesome. And we haven't even got to the fishing yet.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, hospitality is just such a big part, I think, of our lives. And I come a little bit more from a hospitality background. Like I've worked in the food service industries in various roles over the years and stuff like that. And it's just so cool to have a place where you can have all of these aspects, I think, of our lives, whether it's like home design and, just like the physical space and building a physical space that's interesting and fun. And then kind of nerding out on our food program.
It's like so fun,
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like
awesome.
The best of all worlds for us. It's like, we're running a hotel, we're running a restaurant, we're running a guiding program, so it's cool. It's like a big mishmash of things that we're really passionate about. So.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. And you get creative too, and do cool creative things with the business, like you're saying, like inject like different themes and parts of yourself into it. It's pretty dope. Okay, the fishing then. Sarah, can you explain kind of like overall what the fishing opportunity? I mean, we touched on them, but what can people expect when it comes to fishing?
Yeah, so we are a multi-species fisheries. We target striped bass on the flats, Atlantic salmon in the rivers, and then sea run brook trout as well. And we created a program that's really a la carte. So if we get, there are folks that only want to do stripers or only want to do salmon, that's totally cool. And if there's folks that want to do a little bit of everything, well, that's when we kind of play off of the weather, the preferences, the conditions, how everything's going to kind of create this nice program that's really like balanced. And so everybody gets a little bit of everything. We are very lucky that kind of the stripers side of thing, or the ocean side of thing, and then the river side of thing, they really complete each other well, conditions wise. Because, if you get like this beautiful 30-degree high sun day, it might be a really good idea to go check out the stripers on the flats, right?
Totally.
Versus if you get kind of an overcast cloudy day, a little bump in the river, like that's when you want to go check out the salmon. So we, every day at the end of the day or at the beginning of the week or whatever, we have a chat with each guest, and they can kind of pick and choose what they like to do. And yeah, that's kind of the overall program.
It's amazing. I forgot about the brook trout, but yeah, the brook trout are amazing too. It's like a whole other thing.
Yeah, you guys, Mitchie went fishing with you two, and then I went brook trout fishing with Sam. It was awesome. We had a great time, and like the super high up into the headwaters of some of these rivers, right?
Yeah. You're in the.
I don't know what river I was
on.
Grand. We were like just driving forever, like through switchbacks and logging roads, and then we like walked in the forest. And then we walked in the forest for like fucking far. And I was like, if Sam has a heart attack, I'm fucked. Actually, I guess
probably thinking the same thing, brother.
I was like, if I'll have enough fresh water. At least I won't dehydrate. But I don't know where the fuck I am.
Super hydrated and super lost.
Yeah, exactly. I guess I would just walk the river until I got to the mouth. Right?
Yeah, follow down to the ocean. The ocean. You'll bump into someone at some point.
You'll find us on the flats.
Yeah, I'm like, please, I'm so hungry. And Sam's dead.
No, Sam. Sam's one of the fantastic guys, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, those, we saw, we didn't run into one of the sea run brookies, but we did get into a lot of really great, brookies and they're on the, on dries and stuff. It's like, how can you beat that?
Yeah, it's like fishing. I mean, for me especially, like it's fishing like when I was a kid, right? You're just like walking down these creeks and stuff, and there's brook trout in every pool, and hopefully on a good day where like they'll hit pretty much every little dry. You need a tin of like a dozen elk hair caddises because you're going to lose about 8 of them in a tree, and like
one tree.
Well,
and these
like
rivers are just so clear and
Yeah.
like clean. It does look like
I love it. It's
stop,
like my.
I have to stop saying things look like places. It's just it is the place.
It
It's
is
like
the place.
most gorgeous place. Like it looks like New Zealand, and it's like no, it's special enough in and of itself. It doesn't have to look like some other place.
Yeah. No, for sure. Do you remember like Andrew, like a day fishing stripers that like stands out in recent memories? Like any like special days where you're just like, yeah, this place, I'm really glad I'm here doing this. I mean,
there's so
Probably
many. Like the striper fishing is like just really robust.
It's crazy,
especially when you go through like, yeah, if you get the right tides and stuff. I like the really really early season because the stripers really get skinny. 8 inches, 6 inches. The water super super shallow.
It's wild seeing them tail.
Yeah,
in those schools, so it's like,
and everything. It's nuts, right?
like redfish or something,
Yeah, they behave in such a unique way. Like we don't get the giant stripers that we see down south, right? A lot of our fish are like in that schoolie slot size, but they behave in just such a cool fashion. And they're a striper, right? So they'll eat like topwater, they'll eat sunk flies. But like I don't know, we had some buddies that came down, Rex and Nick and all of them and Darcy, and that was really cool. And we did like a really fun, it was a short session, but we had like such a blast on the flat that's like right outside the Grand Cascapedia, and the fish were super skinny. And I'll just always remember like Nick Jones' face. Like I was just watching like Nick like stalk him on foot, and Nick's this like really fun guy. He works for the ASGA, and he's guided like a bit all over. And I mean, shit, he was guiding in the Seychelles for a bit. And to see a guy that was like doing those flats fishing, and like, he's like out here and he's just like having like a ball. Like he's just all smiles and just having fun. It's not like a super technical fishery. You're not catching these trophies, but it was just like a fun day. And we're like switching out flies and tossing different stuff. And you've got like Rex on the other side, like working his patch of fish. And it was all on foot. Like that was a really fun like way to start the season.
And the patch of fish are huge, dude.
The patches of fish are huge. Yes.
Like I was like, oh my God, like we'd pull up on like 1,000 stripers. You're like, what? They're just everywhere. And some of them are like decently big, there's lots of like you're saying the schoolies, but then there's just like a huge one that swims by. You're like, what?
Oh yeah, you can get some fish in the mid 30s to low 40s, like inches. Like just there's some bruisers on the flats, and it ebbs and flows depending on how the fish are moving around. I think we're getting a little bit better every year at targeting the big ones.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, they can be just like in a bundle, right? Like that's always really cool to see. I do like it when they're in like smaller groups. And we've got a couple of spots where they'll be like singled out or doubled up, which is really, really fun because it's like one-on-one, right? Like you're just playing for that one fish,
You could even see it when we were flying our drones. Like, there would be, you'd see like a kind of like a school of 20 here and a school of 30 there, and then you'd see a lot of, like we were saying, those slot size schoolies, and then one fish just meandering in that group of 20 that was just an absolute unit. Just surrounded by little schoolies. So it's like it's kind of tough too, because you see them and you've cast at them, and then a schoolie just snipes your fly, and you're like, come on.
It's always a chance though, right, of picking up one of those big boys.
Oh yeah, and it happens and it connects, and it's awesome. Like a lot of times I like to fish 6 weights. Like especially in more recent years, I'm just like, we've dropped down to essentially like light bonefish setups, and they work really, really good for what we're doing up here. And they work great for they're just a great stick. But then when you get like a fish that's over 30 inches on that 6 weight, and you get the reel screaming down to the backing, like that's just such a fun fight, and they make these big fish even more memorable.
Totally. 100%. Sarah, do you have like a memorable fish moment from this past season? I mean, now you guys have opened up, this is their first season. Was there any like fish moment where you're like, that was fucking awesome?
I mean, all of the fish moments are really awesome, and this season in particular, I didn't fish nearly as much as I usually do, so just getting out there was really, really nice. I did, however, have multiple moments where I was like, wow, like this is why we're doing this, like whether it was fishing or listening to a crew across the table, I was like, wow, like this past 2 years has been really difficult and it's all paying off now. And I'm really, really happy. So yeah.
It's pretty cool. You get to like sit in those moments and like, yeah, like you have the ideas and then you get to actually experience them. Like something interesting about that job. Like I was saying this to Aldo because his partner Bree is the same. Like she's an interior designer, so she'll design spaces and then get to go inside of them, which I feel is really cool to like be able to experience that. Like you guys probably feel like when you're sitting at dinner and just like listening to guests talk, like it's got to be like pretty like rewarding,
Absolutely.
Oh, it's it's the best, and just to see somebody, and especially the guys that come like for the first time, like that's always like there's just like that extra sparkle, right? Like having somebody, whether you're there or have even somebody come back from the day's fishing and like they've caught their first Atlantic salmon, and that's like what they were up here to do.
Yeah,
and they're
that
just
must be
like
awesome.
super jacked up, and the guides are always like super happy, and it's just like these moments are just so cool.
That's such a good point. I mean, I was so stoked because I'd been to the area before. I was so stoked for Mitch to see it, and of course we brought Junior and David, Snapback Junior and Very Good Fly Fishing for people listening. I was just so excited for them to see it. I knew Junior would David would go insane about the whole thing, but I knew Junior would just love being on the flats for those stripers. Mm-hmm. And you lending us your boat for the day for he fucking loved it. Totally. He loved running that boat, man. Yeah, he loved running that boat. I totally get what you're saying, because for a micro, in a very micro way, I was experiencing that because I remember Sarah and you and I were chatting about, I was like, if we get to go, I would love to show these guys the Bonaventure, right? Because the Bonaventure is like mind-blowingly gorgeous. And I was so excited just driving up there because I knew what they were about to see, and I remember my feeling of seeing it the first time. And then when these guys saw the pool for the first time, they were all like, what the fuck?
Wild river.
Hey, Mitch, like what was going through your, like, what, what
it's a crazy place. The river's like the most beautiful river you've ever seen.
Yeah.
The water's just like crazy. Like it's just
and then
like
you finally
insane.
spot that salmon and you're like,
seeing salmon, you're like, wow.
And you're like, oh shit. And they're just
I know.
hanging out there, it's so cool.
So cool. Yeah. You get to have those moments. And like that weekend we were up there was also, there was some pretty legendary anglers up there as well. Rachel Finn was there. And she caught a salmon, and that was so cool.
Yeah.
So it's to see that, like, what a special thing.
Special fish.
No, that's awesome.
Dream guest? Who would you guys like? Who's like a dream crew of people up there for you? Or like one dream guest? Without being too diplomatic, don't worry about pissing anybody off. Who's like the one person you want to have up there?
Person or profile?
Yeah,
could be either. Could be either.
I mean, you guys, right? Like the week.
Oh, come on.
But it's true, right? Like it was cool, right? Like it's
young, like people that love to fish, love to eat, have a great time, just here to have fun and enjoy it, and like that's.
Yeah, I think everybody that week was there to just have like a ball.
It's really nice.
Was a great crew.
Great crew.
Yeah.
And it's really nice to like, as lodge managers that are basically living at the lodge throughout the summer, to be sharing it with people who we become friends with and we develop a relationship with. So it's really, really nice to be like, oh, we're just like having supper with our buddies,
Totally, yeah. I get to meet so many different people.
Yeah, no, it's obviously you want like you want a certain energy level in any fishing lodge. And as guests too, right? You don't want to be at the lodge with like the super grumpy dude at the end of the table that's just like mumbling because he caught like one bonefish that day and he was expecting to catch 10 bonefish every day, right? Like it just it's cool to have people that come up. Obviously, like if the fishing is good, like that usually brings everybody's energy up, but it's cool to have groups that fishing is fishing regardless of where you go, and on some tougher weeks like that they're still having a ball.
Totally.
And I just love like when we leave and you can see that the energy's still going, right? Like people are gonna.
I'm gonna give a shout out to Bob and Pete here.
Bob and Pete were amazing.
We had this is in September. This was a couple weeks after you guys. It was a father-son duo, and if I'm not mistaken, the father was in his 80s, right?
I think so.
Early 80s. And I told them at the end of the week, I was like, if I could just fill this lodge with Bobs and Pete's, like I would be the happiest girl in the world. They were so stoked on everything every day. The fishing was amazing. They were just so happy to be there. And at the end of the week, Bob, the dad, gave me this huge, it was Pete's birthday throughout the week as well. So we celebrated his birthday, and Bob just came and gave me a big hug, and it was like a sincere, like, thank you hug. Like, this has been the best week ever. And I was like, I almost cried.
Wow.
Like, this is really, really nice to be able to have created this space for them to reconnect, because I know that they really did reconnect on a deeper level than,
it's an intimate lodge, right? Like you're not running 100-room Holiday Inn here. Like it's 8. You see the same people every day, and maybe it'll happen where that's like, oh God, I wish we were running 100. I wish we were a little bit more anonymous. Maybe a guest will come and you'll wish for anonymity, but I really doubt that. So it's really cool. You get to like interact with
totally
your guests, and I think you guys do a good job too of. Obviously, our week was a bit of an outlier because we spent so much time together. But like, you guys do a good job of separating yourselves away from the guests who, like, not in a bad way. I just mean like,
giving people space.
You'll have dinner sometimes.
Yeah.
And then you're there to greet everybody, make sure everything's okay. But then you guys just go home and have the. It's not like there's like a lot of staff, but the staff, take care of the guests and
totally.
So I feel like that's good too. There's a little arm's length.
That's
stuff going on there.
A big part of the job too is just kind of you gauge really quickly what a crew wants, and
right.
If you if they want their space, perfect. Like we won't even have dinner with them. If we get the vibe that they don't want us there, and the opposite's true too. There's weeks where we've had dinner there almost every night.
Yeah.
Because it's just understanding.
It's a big part of the craft.
Totally.
And I mean, I'll bring it back to hospitality because everybody's had interactions with like hundreds of servers and waitresses and waiters in their lifetimes, right? And like there's some that are a little bit linger too long at the dinner table, right? And they're trying to be like too part of your dinner. And there's some that are just like a little bit too close. But if you can stride that like balance, right? Of like, oh, I kind of feel like I'm friendly with that person or
100%
or friends with that person down the line, but there's still like that professionalism and stuff. It's an interesting line to find and walk, and that's what you want, right? Again, it's hospitality. Totally. Fishing lodges are a hospitality industry, so you're trying to make these moments and make these places and have these guests feel welcomed and hopefully like listened to and catered to the best of our abilities, and ultimately give them the space to have a really great experience.
See, my favorite, like, it's 100%. I think my ideal guest would be Jimi Hendrix, because I could go fishing for striped bass, come back, have dinner with Jimi Hendrix. I mean, that sounds like a good day, I don't know.
You get Jimmy Buffett, he can cast he can throw a line.
True, Jimmy Buffett would have been pretty sick. I mean, we had the next best, well, maybe even better. We had Rick Ruoff there, which was pretty sick.
Yeah, legendary.
The man himself.
Yeah, the man himself, which was pretty awesome.
We were pretty stoked to have him there. Very stoked to have him there.
Yeah. And I mean, Rachel and everybody, right? Like,
yeah.
David Jr. and
Rachel, oh my God.
All around.
I think it was a really great crew that I think everybody really meshed. And
Rachel kept offering me cigars. I'm like, this is it. This is where I'm going to smoke.
I was like, this is a bad, you picked a bad time to quit smoking.
Yeah. From Rachel.
I'm like, come on, No, it's awesome. What do you guys got coming up? Like, so you guys close for the season now, right? Like, how does that work? Because like winter comes along, you're closed till the spring kind of thing, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, essentially fishing's over.
Fishing operations wise, we shut her down. But we're just still kind of, available for events and
right.
accommodations and stuff like that for sure.
True.
Oh, true. Right. Of course.
Be an awesome place to have dinner in the winter there in that dining room. My God.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that would be
snow
sick.
falling outside.
Oh, very romantic. With the candles lit.
That'd be awesome.
Oh, it'd be so cozy. The fire going.
The fire
and shit.
going.
Oh
Yeah,
my
absolutely.
God.
From lived experience, great table for beer pong.
Yeah. This is a long beer pong table. Yeah.
It's like
11 feet.
11 feet or 12 feet
crazy.
long.
I
Yeah,
think that's
something
competition standard.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah, we wanted to create a space that would be really like a community kind of hub. So any sort of events, if it's fly fishing events, maybe we'll stream like some films, or like we'll do fly tying nights, or we'll do suppers and stuff like that. So not the doors aren't locked, but
fishing operations have definitely.
And I mean this fall in particular has been like
we took a big month of recoup.
For sure.
You were just you were a couple years building the lodge, then you open for your first season. You must be zonked.
What zonked?
Got married through that.
Right. The marriage.
The marriage too. Yeah, you guys.
We both had our 30th birthdays, which were both.
I got 30th birthdays, marriage, lodge opening. What a year!
It's a huge year.
2025.
Living through the murder of the Toronto Blue Jays. That
was a brutal.
I'm gonna take another month to recoup from that, I think.
That's so cool. Well, okay, so you're looking to season 2. People hopefully. I mean, the point of doing this podcast too is to have people book. When and if people book, like what? Maybe Andrew, you take the striper side of things, and Sarah, you take the salmon side of things, and then maybe we could talk about the trout a little bit more as well. But like, what should people? I mean, we know you can provide everything, but flying is like bringing things. So, how do people prep for a trip at Gaspé Coastal? Like, what should they be bringing? Kind of gear, what kind of flies?
I mean, one of the first things I say is like, you can travel fairly light to our lodge because we have a fly shop next door, which is kind of nice. And I think we've all been on fishing trips where we overpack, and at the end of the day, we just need like the 15-pound tippet spool and like 8 flies. And we have like a full second, second suitcase of stuff. And we also have like a lot of the gear at the lodge. And our guides, have like pretty well stocked boxes. We always say, bring your stuff. But I mean, for stripers, like a single hand 6 or 7 weight will be probably like the best. With full float, anything you would essentially bring down south, right? So nice presentation taper on that line. Maybe
bonefish lines. You're saying you're using a lot of clouds, a lot of shrimp. Shrimpy kind of patterns. They're not huge flies. Like a bonefish taper is great.
Bonefish tapers are great. Little like summer redfish tapers or permit lines can work through too if you want to throw like a little bit of a bigger stuff. But essentially, bonefish line is great. Anything that's like flat specific works super well. You can always throw in like maybe like a 9 weight or an 8 weight or even a 10 weight, just like if it gets super windy, depending on your casting ability. It's nice to have something that can throw like a sink line, but also like the boats have them if ever. We might throw some rocks and stuff. Like you really just, you bounce between those 2 rods. Good pair of polarized sunglasses, preferably amber, if we want to get specific, or copper tones I find work better. And you bring clothing that's, flat specific. Like, you can wear shorts if you want. You can work on your tan or your sunburn, depending on how it goes.
I think layers are definitely key because, maybe the morning run is a bit chilly, but during the day, you're quite warm.
Yeah, that's it. Like you bring something warm, rain jacket and a puffy, maybe just to do the initial run in the morning, and then you're good to go. But you need that gear for the salmon fishing, which Sarah can. Do you want to break down all the rods and stuff? I feel like the salmon fishing is a little bit more specific as you get through the
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll still keep it pretty simple. Of course, it depends on the time of the season that you're coming. So, if it's early June and we've got a lot of water and the really fresh big fish are running, then you wouldn't really want to go anything below an 8 weight on a single rod. If the water is high and we're waiting, we're not fishing out of the boat, then we will do spay rods as well. So my kind of go-to on a spay rod is a number 8 and then 12.6 to like 13.2 approximately. Then whenever we get later into the season, for a single, like 7 works, but 8 is kind of the go-to, and then 9 works as well. You can do switch rods, but once we get further into the season and the water starts dropping a little bit more, we're going to focus more on single hand fishing.
Right.
So a lot of dry fly fishing as well. So you want some delicate presentation lines. And as for flies, it's so tough to say in advance. If somebody emails me is like, okay, well, what flies do I bring for my July 2025 trip? And I'm just like, I can give you pattern names, but there's no way I'm going to be able to give you sizes. And like Andrew was saying with Sexton Next Door, they've got everything you need. And then with Alex, so Alex is our head guide for our salmon program. He's an incredible fly tire. And whenever I'm not catching any fish, I usually find my Alex Malaya flies in my box. And then if that doesn't work, then I just go home. So
I love it. That's good. Good kind of once crash course on what to do. But I mean, there's, like you said, so many cool fishing nuance opportunities up there. So
you do get to do a bit of everything. So you end up packing like pretty heavy.
Yeah. Especially if you do want to do the trout as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And you got,
so what's the deal with what's the deal with the trout? What's the deal? But like we kind of touched on it just a little bit, but it seems like it's a probably a, what am I trying to say? Not a project's a bad word, but like it's definitely a developing program.
Yes, absolutely. So Sam, who is the head of our trout program, she is originally from Alberta. And actually her and I met through competitive angling.
Yeah, you're both on Team Canada, right?
Yeah, exactly. We've taken a bit of a hiatus just because a lot of the competitions fall during the summer months when we're at the lodge. But she's kind of in charge of developing that whole trout program, and she has so much experience with trout that, and she's also works in forestry, so she never gets lost in the woods, which really helps too. So
key.
She's kind of developing. Very important. She's developing that fishery. So the target is sea run brookies, which we target way like high up in the headwaters of the rivers, and then from tributaries as well, where like you experienced, Aldo, we get a lot of non-sea run, a lot of resident brookies as well. But yeah, it's an adventure. Not everybody can do it. There is a lot of walking. There's bushwhacking. There's wading. There, and you're far. But it's really rewarding. It allows you to see like these wild, the wildest place that I've ever been in the Gaspé, and I've been a lot of places in the Gaspé, was trout fishing. And it's just like such an awesome experience and opportunity to catch these native incredible fish.
Yeah, and I mean, if you run into one of the sea runs or one of the bigger fish, like we're not talking like wow, crazy, a 16-inch brookie. Like we're talking like a 5-6 pound trophy.
Fish. Absolutely.
And you can
and Sam Rocks too.
And Sam Rocks.
And Sam Rocks.
It's like it's like a char. You're like holding a char. You're like, whoa, this thing is crazy. Yeah,
no, they're crazy. The sea run brookies are just these really wild fish.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a quality over quantity fishery for sure when you're talking about sea runs.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It's definitely a quantity fishery when you're talking about the residents.
Yes.
There's a lot of brook trout in those rivers.
Totally.
Rachel went one day and she was like, I think I lost count at 100.
So many brookies.
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, the girls put on a clinic that day.
Yeah.
It's cool, man. I love me personally, I love the resident brookie fishing. Again, that's like, it's very kid-like, you know.
It's a day of dry fly fishing. Like, how can you?
It's just just
like what's not to love on dries, you know? Like, what's not fun about throwing these tight little casts, like 20, 30 feet casts with like little dry flies, and you're just like having these little explosions. It's so cool.
I love it. Little 4, little 5 weights is kind of all you need.
Yep. Okay. Mitchie's Fishies 5 time, I think. We have 5 more questions for each of you guys. We ask every guest on the show these 5 questions to round it out. I'm going to ask you now. Sarah, I'll start with you. With the first question, which is, what is your favorite fish and why? If you had to pick a fave fish.
So cliche. It's the Atlantic salmon. It's my first fish, and I grew up on the banks of the Grand Cascapedia, and it's just a fucking amazing fish.
Totally.
You know, exactly. Like, how could that be? Yeah, totally. You know?
Yeah.
No, it's great. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. It'd be weird. Like, you know, really like northern pike. And be like, okay, that's kind of weird and off-brand. But, you know, cool. Andrew, how about you?
I mean, what's my favorite fish? My favorite fish is the fish I'm fishing for. You know, I'll go like, I'm trying to weasel my way out of the answer.
What a politician.
But no, I do like genuinely enjoy like so many different like fish species and just like being out there. Of course, I have like a sweet spot for stripers because they've been living rent free in my mind for a very long time at this point. And they just do like a lot of cool stuff, and you can get them in very different environments, on very like just so many different techniques. And I think a lot of my favorite fishing memories are like chasing stripers. But there's a bias there because like I've been chasing stripers more than other species for a bit. But I mean, just Atlantics are just really, really cool too. Like they're just swinging a fly. Yeah, like Atlantic salmon, right? Like they're still like the king of the fish, right, man? You're swinging these crazy creatures out there. You don't have to freeze like you would sometimes to like doing the BC steelheading stuff.
For sure.
You can do them in the summertime.
For them in June.
Yeah, you can do them in June. It's nice and warm, you know.
Yeah, it's cool.
So they're cool, but I will I will lay my answer on stripers. I guess.
Okay.
I will commit to the stripers as being like I think like one of the fish I would be very very sad to not be able to fish for.
Yeah, I like it. Okay, Andrew, if you could fish anywhere in the world right now, assuming it's like the best fishing ever, where would you go and why?
Oh, that's like such a tough one because I don't think I have like these bucket list destinations, right? Like you'll get people that are like, oh, dude, like I want to go slam Dorados, like in the heli program and like Bolivia, right? That seems like, I'd be super stoked. Like if you guys want to take me along, like I'll go with anybody, you know? I'm excited to do some fishing, like with some people, like you know, like I want to go see Junior in the Carolinas and fish with him.
100%.
I think my answer is going to be like I want to fish the Florida Keys with Rick. Roth, because that's like an invite that's out there. I've been to the Keys once, and I'd really like to see like the Everglades through his eyes and his fishing career, and I think it's going to be like such a great time.
It's like you can't replicate that.
No,
that's it. And I guess and like just fishing with Rachel, that would be like amazing. Fishing with you guys, like let's go crush like some smallmouth bass around Ottawa. Like I haven't caught a smallie in a while. Like so there's a lot of that. But yes, like let's do Rick in the Everglades. Like that's the one trip I'm really looking forward to.
Good answer. Very good answer.
How about you, Sarah? Anywhere in the world?
Mongolia.
Sarah's like the other one. She's like, what destination travel?
Mongolia.
No,
Timon?
Yeah. Number one on my fly fishing bucket list right now is Mongolia.
It'd be so sick.
It'd be sick.
Do you swing for the timing in Mongolia? Is that how they do it? Fuck,
yeah,
that'd be so sick.
It's like musky fishing and swinging ish. But it's more like musky fishing.
Because is it like the numbers are like low too? Like it's 10,000 casts, that kind of thing?
Yeah, totally. But like in the most wild place in the world, like the least densely populated country in the world.
Wicked cool culture too. Like it'd be such a wild trip.
Like, man, no.
Honestly, I think I'm kind of with you on that one. Like, I haven't thought about Mongolia in a bit, you know? Like, I remember when they did those films about them, I was like, well, that's pretty crazy. I never thought to, like, be like, yeah, we could do that. You could totally do that.
You do that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Timing in Mongolia?
That's crazy.
It's crazy. With Rick Ruoff?
With Rick, yeah, I'll bring Rick. You guys bring Junior.
We'll let Sarah and like Rachel do like the Mongolia thing, and me and Rick are gonna like sit in a dive bar in the Keys. And
hey, well, I'm coming to that too, though.
Yeah, that sounds. All of these sound amazing.
Just because I want to go to Mongolia doesn't mean I don't want to go to the Keys.
Yeah.
What was that story he was telling?
Which one?
Oh, that night when I told a lot of stories. So that night when I feel like Kim and David really hit it off. I think he really liked David, and it started with David making him cappuccinos, but it went further than that. When he found out that like him and David spent a month in the van in Isla Morada, and they were like, there was this one night just talking about where he should go get lasagna. It was so good. It was so fucking funny. It was so funny. Anyway, I digress here, but
there was a lot of laughs on that trip. My God,
it'd be hilarious.
Oh my God.
Just going to the Keys with Rick just to see Rick's life in the Keys.
Oh man,
go get that.
Yeah,
lasagna.
like on a good fishing day, like in the Keys.
Like be crazy.
There are very few bad fishing days. Like I know, obviously, when Rick was in his prime, you know that fishery looked a lot different, but it's still pretty crazy.
No.
Yeah,
like you know, Mitch and I spent one day on Florida Bay. We didn't even get into the Everglades, and we were surrounded by tarpon. So it's like, okay, you know. Again, I very much know that it's a different place now, but
yeah, no, it'd be sick. That would be so cool. Like Florida would be insane, and so would Mongolia. I'm with you guys. Okay, number 3, Sarah. What is one of your best or favorite fishing memories of all time? If you had to pick one that stands out as like super special.
Okay.
What might it be?
2018, an Andrew Center console.
Yep.
It is July, I believe. Summer evening, black. We're night fishing. Okay. And for the second time in my entire life, but the first time in the Gaspé, there was bioluminescence in the water.
Oh, crazy.
And so anytime a fish moved or anytime a fly hit the water, anytime you're stripping, it was just lighting up.
That's crazy.
No.
It was one of the most special things that I've ever and of course, like this is the beginning of our relationship. Like it was really, really magical. So it's like you'd cast, your fly would hit the water, would light up, and then you start stripping and you just see like these like.
That's crazy.
Oh, it was the coolest thing I think I've ever. The coolest, most magical fishing experience, of my life.
You've seen that twice on the Gaspé?
No, only the once on the Gaspé and once in BC.
Does that happen that often up in the Gaspé?
Happens often enough, but we're not.
Just hard to time it, right?
We're not out there at night anymore.
Our night fishing days.
What a cool
we haven't night fished in so long. Because
that is so cool.
Yeah, that is really, really crazy.
It was pretty special, yeah.
But yeah, the bioluminescence is insane.
Special.
You see the fish. You see like the fish move.
That's wild. Yeah, because like when they swim, it actually lights up.
Literally lights up the water,
so
like glow in the dark color.
Oh my God, that's so cool. Damn. Okay. Andrew.
Well, Andrew,
try and beat that. No, I'm kidding.
Try and beat that.
Try and beat that. He's like, I was there. I don't know.
That's mine too.
I'll just take that one.
Yeah.
The craziest fish or fishing. Wait, what's
fishing.
the question?
It's like your
one of your fave fishing memories.
Fave fishing memories. It doesn't have to be a big fish. It could be like, I don't know, bioluminescence in the evening. You know, time.
There's so many. I mean, it's gonna sound like corny and kitschy, but like the first group at the lodge that we had, like we threw like a lobster dinner party, like on the Friday, and like especially like that first, like up into mid-July, like everything was so tightly packed from like getting the lodge open and this and that, and like everybody was just like, you know, had a cocktail or 2 or 3, and everybody's like on the porch having dinner, like breaking apart lobsters and stuff like that, and everybody's like laughing and stuff, and like I think it was like the first time in 2 years I was like, okay, like this was like this really was a good idea.
Right.
Right.
Talk to anybody who started a business, right? And you're like, why are we doing this? Like, why are we going through this, like these motions? And like, there's that moment, which it just resonates like very strongly with me. It's not like a pure fishing memory.
Oh, it's great.
But
Good
that's
to
the
have
moment
you
that
watch
springs to mind. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Okay, number 4, Mitch's Fishies 5. Why do you fly fish? Andrew, what do you get out of fly fishing at all?
It's a redundant answer at this point, but to hang out with people.
Yep.
You know?
Okay. Yeah.
I'm really one of those anglers that like I like the going on a fishing trip with buddies.
Yeah.
And I like meeting new people, whether they're clients, whether they're just like people on the river and stuff. Like I really have like this angling community is like really awesome. I like being at the trade shows in the winter and stuff like that. But obviously like the anchoring point is kind of like, it's fun to just try to outsmart like a creature, which usually has the upper hand, and you can nerd out on it, or you can be very like simplistic in your approach. I think I drive a lot of people mad around me because like I'm not the most techie guy. Like on my personal fishing time, I'll be like, oh, you know what, like my turn to be on the deck, and then just like throw one out there and see what happens.
He's the worst. He'll always catch the big fish and the most amount of fish with the least amount of fishing time. He's just like, oh, take a nap on the beach, and then he's like, oh, go take a couple and then he catches like this massive redfish when everybody's been busting their ass all week. It kind of is trademark.
It's got that, yeah.
I've got
the touch.
fish juju. I got the fish juju, right? Because I think coming in and not getting frustrated is important. But yeah, it's to go to these like wild places with really good people, and hopefully make some really strong, powerful memories and come back with like,
I love it. Yeah.
Adventure, whether it's breaking down on the side of the road in Chile and not really knowing what the next step is, or like just having a good laugh with people I haven't seen in years, and again, making new friends, making buddies. Like we're chatting, we're having a great fucking evening through fishing. Like that's why I fly fish.
Totally. I like that.
Love it.
Sarah, how about you? Why do you fly fish?
Yeah, I mean, a super similar answer to Andrew. I think it's not something that you can put your finger on necessarily. Like, why do I fly fish? Why do I love fly fishing? But I think it's just this myriad of like so many things that just come together perfectly to like bring me a sense of purpose and connectivity and community and connection. Whether it's, actually being outside and actually like having a physical connection with a wild animal, or whether it's the people that I'm with, whether it's, the nonstop learning there, you can learn so much. And also just the way that fishing can kind of be whatever you make it, if you can go on this crazy adventure and, the Arctic.
Totally.
Or you can just go out to the beach here in Mariah and catch a few fish and have a shore lunch.
Yeah.
So yeah, the sense of adventure or the sense of comfort, the sense of community that I think I already said. I think it's just everything together just makes it the perfect thing for me.
I feel so many aspects to it. It's a lifestyle,
The lifestyle.
The lifestyle.
The
lifestyle.
The lifestyle.
Okay, number 5. Number 5. Mitch's Fishies 5, the last of them. Mitch's Fishies 5. Andrew, if you were a fly, what would you be? What fly pattern best represents you, and why?
Oh my god.
Or you could just pick your favorite too. I kind of just ended up picking my favorite.
No, but that represents me.
Yeah.
That represents me.
And you can. It doesn't. You can pick anything that doesn't have to be literal. Pick something cool, whatever.
I used to say Ausable Wolf because I was like
the Ausable Wolf. That's good. I mean, the Ausable Wolf is great.
I'm like furry, but loud, and I float like a cork.
His answer. I'm just saying. I turn to Aldo for inspiration.
I'm just saying. Like I'm fuzzy and I float like a cork, and I'm loud and sometimes obnoxious. But
Ausable Wolf, and you catch fish.
Okay, let's go. I gotta pick one. Oh my god, I forgot you guys were gonna ask me this one, and I feel every time I listen.
Or
to
Sarah,
podcasts,
whoever
I'm
wants to go first. Sarah,
okay,
if you've
send
got one
Sarah.
more.
You want me to buy you some
I'll
time?
linger. I'll see if
If
I
Sarah
get a
knows.
better
Pass?
answer for you guys.
Oh,
It's gonna
I'm
be
not
just
a
as bad.
Picasso. I am an out to lunch.
Nice.
Do you guys know what that
You
fly
did
is?
have it locked and loaded. You were so
I
I was
don't
like,
know that out to
I was
lunch.
Always.
I was
I
like looking at you. You're like, yeah, keep thinking there, bud. You were like ready to go. You're like,
buy you some time. No, I laugh because it's also my favorite fly. And it's definitely the fly that I've caught the most amount of Atlantic salmon on. But it's a really stupid fly.
Out to lunch.
Oh
yeah.
It's basically a big yellow
Really
marabou thing. That's exactly it. So it's
See it
like
on YouTube.
basically
it's gorgeous.
has the same effect as a leech, kind of, with the marabou and everything, but
Yeah.
the kind of acceptable version of it in the Atlantic salmon world. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, it's got that jungle cock and it's got the
Yeah,
nice
yeah.
teal colored rib and but yeah. So I love
Nice
that fly,
materials.
and I think people hate it, and it's my favorite, and I think it's just funny that it's that, and I love the name.
It's a great name. That's an
It's a great
awesome
name.
fly.
Out to
That's an
lunch.
awesome answer. That's probably the most original answer we've ever had.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm impressed with myself.
Yeah. No one's ever just had the out to lunch. It's a really cool pattern. I love it.
I love that fly.
Andrew, would you be the out to lunch as well? He's like, yeah, you know what?
I'm gonna go. Can we cross it with the sable wolf and just
Yeah.
Let's take those two answers and combine them. Okay, fly. Let's go with the beast fly. I'm a big dude. Let's start with the big dude.
The beast fly.
Beast fly, big dude.
Pain in the ass to tie.
Pain in the ass to tie. Pain in the ass to be around with. Big but still gentle, I guess, right? Like easy to cast and very light. Because I'm kind of stupid.
I wouldn't say that, but sure, go on.
I love this.
You can tie it in an array of colors.
Yep.
Yeah. That's a heavy
Great
tie
fly.
on it.
Great
Yeah,
fly.
it is a
Beauty.
great fly.
Beauty. It's fairly,
I like
think
that.
It's simple, but it's clever on how it's tied.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It's also a very, very original answer. You guys you win the award for the most original answer.
We steered away from the woolly bugger or the
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
the Clouserman. I was almost
we've had some really
some
awesome
good
guests
ones.
on, and they're just like, I'd be a woolly bugger. I'm like, no.
Like, come on.
No,
dude.
just think
Give
about it
some
for 2 more
credit.
minutes. Yeah.
Think about it for a little bit.
Because this is it. It's locked in for all of history.
Oh no.
Yeah,
It's gonna go in the
exactly.
books.
It's gonna go
I'm
in the
okay.
books.
I'm okay with my answer. Yep.
Oh,
I
great
think you
answers.
guys should do. I would like to see Rachel and Rick's answer. I must be honest.
Totally.
More so than my personal answer.
I think those are both great, and we definitely want to have Rachel and Rick on the show too. That'd be amazing. So
Oh
We're
god,
gonna
it'd be
try.
awesome.
Tell
No
them
doubt.
we need to know. So
we need to know. The people demand.
the people.
It'll just be that one question.
Yeah.
Just like a quick.
God,
we
just
don't want
The
to waste
whole
their time.
podcast.
Yeah, an hour long.
This
Yeah.
is a
Amazing. Well, that's it for Mitch and Fishy's 5, and that's it for the show. Thanks, guys, for taking us through just Gaspé Coastal and what people can expect. And I think everybody, if you're listening and you have any interest in fishing and having fun and good things in life, you should go do this because it's all of those things. And we'll put obviously all the stuff in the show notes so you can find more information about it. But highly recommend. And maybe now plug time. What can people expect?
Shameless
next year?
plug, guys.
Yeah, anything
How do people
you
book?
guys
Where do
want
people
to
find
know?
you? What's going on?
All right, shameless plug. Here we go. So you can find us at www.gaspe, so GASPE, coastal.com. Reach out to us at info@gaspecoastal.com, and you can find us on all the social, Instagram, all that good stuff at Gaspé
They're in the
Coastal.
Fly Fish Journal, people, as well. An article was pretty
Yep.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That was a huge honor for us to be a part of it, for
That
sure.
was awesome. Sorry.
Fly Fish Journal, we got the
Fly
Anglers
Fish
Whoa,
Journal.
whoa, he's wearing the
and-
shirt.
What?
Yeah, reach out for sure. We've definitely got some really awesome openings still. I'd say June is pretty much completely full for this year, but definitely reach out for other weeks, and we'll curate a pretty awesome trip for you, or we'll try our darndest.
Yeah,
That's for sure. That's
Yeah.
for sure. That's putting it lightly.
Great fishing on the way. We keep an eye open on the socials. We might have a pretty fun restaurant focused week that's in the works. Don't want to spoil all the beans, but working on some pretty cool things with some buddies there.
Nice.
And yeah,
Damn, okay. We're
keep
just
an eye out polishing the lodge for next year. It'll be awesome. It'll be a even better and greater season than this year.
Amazing. Well, book your trips now. We'll put the links in the show notes. But yeah, thanks guys. It was awesome though. And thanks for having us up.
Thank you guys.
Bless you.
Oh my god. Anytime.
It was a dream. It was amazing.
Please come back.
Let's try to make it a tradition. We need to see all of you again.
Okay,
We've got industry rooms to fill, boys.
Just like there, so like just every week. Just banging on the doors. Let us in. Amazing guys. Thank you so much. Let me in. Thank you so much. And okay, have a good night.
Have a good night.
Have a good
guys.
one, boys.
Thank you so much.
Wow, those guys are pretty cool guys, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Sarah, I think we gotta have, obviously Andrew is amazing angler, great guide. Sarah's like we just quickly touch on it in the show, but like, Sarah's been on Team Canada, been a salmon guide, is from the area. There's a lot to unpack. There's a lot to unpack with Andrew too. I'm not, Andrew, I'm not.
Yeah, I think we got into a lot of Andrew's the salt skiff stuff because it's related to Gaspé Coastal.
100%. Yeah.
Prior, salmon history. I mean, she's like a very largely accomplished salmon angler from the region.
100%.
Born and raised in one of those beautiful places. Knows those fish in those rivers. It's a whole other episode. I fully agree. Because we're just talking about, one facet of her life and his life now, and of course we heard about Andrew exploring, bringing some of the first skiffs up to do that, which is cool. 100% we got to do another show, Sarah. 100%. I'd love to have Lynn on as well. I know we're trying to get Lynn from Sex and the Sexton on the show.
Yep. And Sam Bro,
Yes. Sam
after she comes back from Patagonia. But yeah, big thanks to Sarah and Andrew, and hats off to them. It's no small feat opening your own business, and Andrew comes from hospitality like I do, and it really shows. Like he's got a really dialed operation there, and their chefs like Steed.
Yeah. Oh man,
they're just awesome. Like the staff, all the guides, like everything is just pretty friggin' dialed.
Yeah, very cool experience, and I highly recommend it. I think you'd have a blast if you went, because it's a very unique trip, in a very beautiful place. So
also, I remember asking either Andrew or one of the guides this, and I don't think we mentioned it, but correct, but if you're in the area, because I was like, hey, if I lived here, could I just hire one of the guides for the day if they're not booked?
Oh, great question.
You know, and I was like, what if I lived here and wanted to go striper fishing on a skiff?
Yeah.
And the answer is absolutely. If they're not booked.
Oh yeah, sick. Yeah. That's really awesome.
If they're not booked. It's an if. But
yeah. How does the question, because I don't know when I'm new, the Gaspé thing, new to that. How does, if I want to go fish the Bonaventure, do I need to be pre-approved for that long before? Like, is it a beat I have to?
Well, okay, so the Bonaventure, it's a great question. The Bonaventure has public water.
Yeah.
Which is and it also has draw
That's
water.
where we fished, right?
Yeah. But
and then the draw water is the stuff you way in advance have to try to get, like a tag.
But
right.
the cool thing about the draw water is some of the sections are like, okay, so we fish, and we'll get into this when we
do the show.
When we do the main show. But really I'll try to distill this really quickly.
Please.
Bonaventure has public water, draw water, private water. Draw water, it's like a lottery. You go into you could get chosen, you could get not chosen. These sections of river have, upwards of like 15 to 20 pools to choose from, like marked pools with parking and everything. What's cool is some of these sections of draw water only allow 4 anglers in a section a day. So you could draw a section where you're only fishing with 2 other people.
That's crazy on all those pools.
And I don't mean in one pool. I mean like you're sharing a section
Like
of
a
like
dozen.
10 pools,
Crazy.
a dozen pools. So you can see why it could be really cool to have that to yourself, you know?
Yes, coveted draw water. That makes sense. Although
Yeah.
the public water, if I want to go in June, which I do, I can fish the public water.
The first salmon I ever caught was on the Bonaventure River. Shout out Rob Sesta, Mark Wiki. Mark Wiki landed for me. And we were just fishing public water. Yeah, we were fishing a couple pools downstream from where you and I fished.
Beautiful river. Beautiful river. I want to go back. I want to go back for sure.
It's a daily it's a daily access fee. That's the deal. So you pay your access fee. That varies in price depending on what section you're in and what river you're on. Petit Cascapedia in the region is also a public river. Same deal. And get up early.
Yeah.
You're not. You gotta beat the traffic.
Yeah. Get your day in. Get a nice full day out there.
And boop around and
find your holes.
The cool thing about the Bonaventure too is, you could just look in the water
and you see fish.
So it's like,
well, we'll get it. We're gonna get it.
Right.
Because we're gonna do a full show on our trip there and where we did fish the Bonnie for a day, and of course we fished the stripers. But we're gonna do that with Junior and David, who joined us on the trip. We'll do that closer to when the Palm Festival's kind of touring the film. So that's it's all kind of all tied together. But thank you, Andrew and Sarah, for coming on the show. And what's going on? What's going on with you? Going out fishing soon?
Yeah, it's steelhead season. Down here in southern Ontario, and a bit of a slower start. Anybody who's been hanging out, in southern Ontario, knows that we needed a lot of rain. You've got snow. We don't anymore. It all melted, and so the river's got a lot of moisture, which is great. And if you look at Instagram, or I'll have our friends texted us, like, this last week has been really, really, really good. All the runs are all coming in, and we're stoked. I know Adis and I are going to get out over the weekend, and we're friggin' pumped, dude.
Very fun. You're taking the boat out?
Yeah, we would definitely want to. I'm like looking. It's like I'm in your old room.
See it from our window now.
Here. Yeah. And I can just see our boat in the backyard now.
Yeah. Yeah,
we took all we took the leaves out of it today. We washed it. We
blow drying the down,
leaves out, and we got we're setting up a tarp system to keep the snow and the rain off of it when it's stored. Dude, it's great. We've set up Adis set up a little tying area for me and him in the basement.
Yeah, sick.
It's awesome.
So
we're getting the house dialed in.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Very nice. Yeah, it's winter here pretty much. It's like snow out there and ice and cold. And
no more fly fishing for you?
Well, we'll see. I'm gonna get my boat from the old family cottage this weekend, and then maybe I could squeeze in a day between some work stuff I got to do because I'm back and forth between here in Quebec and BC for the next month. But I'm gonna try to get out. We'll see. If it's too cold, I'm not, because I'm a little cold baby, and deal with it. No, I don't mind going out in the cold. It's fun, but we'll see. But plus, I've got my eyes.
I was gonna say, especially if you have that scarf on.
Oh, it's keeping me really, really toasty in the neck region. I am getting really excited about ice fishing because one of the reasons I moved back to Ottawa was so that I'd have better access to more ice fishing more of the time. I'm 10 minutes away from great ice fishing, so I'm going to be ice fishing a lot this winter. And I'm getting ready to go down to my local, ice fishing store and drop a bunch of money on some new gear. I'll tell you that right now. Pretty excited about that.
Okay, right on.
Yeah.
Your local ice fishing store.
I'm looking forward to, stocking up on all my accoutrement. Maybe buy a couple of new ice rods. We'll see. We'll see where the shop till the drop takes me.
A couple of new tip ups, eh, bud?
Yeah, maybe a couple of new tip ups, but definitely a couple of new. I want to get like a little micro rod for catching like little perch, and I'm gonna try to catch a crappie because, as you may or may not know, I've never caught a crappie, and I'd like to catch one through the ice.
No,
I'd like to catch it through the ice. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm really looking forward to ice fishing season, but we'll see. I might get out for one more day on the open water.
You should, man. You should see if you can get one more musker.
Yeah, it'd be very cool if I could get a musker on my line here before the season ends. But stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. Yeah, well, that's cool.
Tell us if you're steelhead, because people have been having lots of success out there. We're seeing you. What's your favorite or best steelheading story so far this season? Yeah, we've got a bunch of Costa hats.
Toques,
Toques. You send us a steelhead story, we'll send you a toque until they run out. I don't know how many we got. Yeah, we've got we've got 5 of them maybe.
I want to save some for Fishmas, you know?
So we got like 5 toques, you know? First 5 people to send us a steelhead story, we'll send you a toque. Maybe we'll read one out on the air. Maybe we won't. Maybe we'll just keep the stories for us for a little bedtime reading. But we'll reward you with the toque. And so info@sofloat.ca with your steelhead stories so far of the year. But anyways, that was a fun show. It was a great little chat with Andrew and Sarah, and I hope you have a good time steelheading this weekend.
Big time.
And,
thanks.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. You know, I'm feeling really dialed. One other thing that's got me feeling dialed, brother, is something we got to test out in Gaspé, which is our new sea run case.
Oh God, the sea run case, of course.
So everybody, once in a while we get stuff sent to us to review. It's very cool. It's very fun. It's a fun part of the job, and that we've created for ourselves. And one of these things was the sea run case. Sea run cases are, it's a multi-use kind of case.
Tough case.
Yeah, they're awesome. They're made of it's ABS. Okay,
a hard shell. Heavy. It's a
hard shell. It's huge. So we decided, because we were going to the Gaspé, they were like, "Oh, do you want to test this out on your trip to the Gaspé?" And we're like, "Yeah." And so we chose the Spey travel case because we were going to be Spey fishing for salmon. We were going to be single hand fishing for salmon. We were going to bring switch rods. We had single hand rods for stripers. We had trout rods, and we were driving the whole way, and we were trying to stay compact. And man, this rod case fits so much stuff.
Oh yeah, it's a sweet case. You could really throw it around, which is what I like about it. Like, you could really, really throw this thing around.
Yeah, and what's really rad too is it's a locking case. And with my trip to Mag Bay coming up at the end of the month, I am going to take it on the plane. And if I have to check it, I'm not going to stress out so much about everything getting banged around, because it's pretty awesome. It fits a ton of reels. It's set, according to the website, it can fit 5 Spey rods plus a switch rod. I think it could fit probably a lot more stuff. Sunglass cases, reels, fly boxes, all that good stuff. So I'm pretty stoked on this friggin' case.
It's a sweet case, man. I would definitely recommend it. Don't we have a deal on that case right now?
Yeah. We're gonna post in the show notes. Oh my God, in the show notes.
Yeah.
Our affiliate link, and if you guys want to get yourselves a case, you'll have a little discount code from your friends at SoFly.
Kind of a fun way to support the show. If you want to get a case and support us, use our affiliate links, because it's it looks good when we help partners sell their accoutrement, and so it's good for the show, and it's good for you because the gear is sick. I think we were talking about this case earlier. You could fit a whole bunch of fly fishing stuff in it, or other stuff. You could put sandwiches in it. You can put cake in it. You can put whatever you want in it. Just make sure when you go fishing, you grab the right one. Yeah, don't grab your omelet case. Leave the omelet case or grab it, but just make sure you also grab your fishing case. Because you don't want to show up to the river and open it. There's no rods. It's just full of eggs and mushrooms. They don't want that.
All joking aside, you could fit a banging lunch loadout in this thing.
Like, that's what I'm saying, man. It's shaped like a submarine sandwich.
Your Tupperware stuff. You could.
Yeah, you could get those like 12-foot subs from Subway and just put them.
I've used it for photo shoots too. I put tripods where the rods are supposed to go, and then my camera stuff and lenses in where the reels.
They're heavy duty shit.
Yeah,
they're heavy duty shit.
Mad safe. Heavy duty shit.
Yeah.
Heavy duty shit.
So if you're looking for heavy duty shit, head to our affiliate link.
Yeah.
Link
seriously, thanks Sea Run. We've been able to review a few things, not just because of Sea Run, but actually our friends at Fly Lords. Like we've been sent stuff like at our NRS raft, these cases, those rising nets, lots of good stuff. And if we If we use it and we like it, we'll mention on the show. If you don't hear from us, it's because we didn't like it. But we're not going to trash talk anybody. We're just going to recommend things.
Big time. 100%.
Unless it's really unsafe. And I'm like, do not take Mitch's guiding service out because Mitch is going to drown you.
On purpose. On purpose. Because that's what I do. I take out my enemies. Yeah, let's go fishing.
While you're ice fishing?
Let's go fishing. And they're like, you really want to fish with me? I'm like, yeah, I do. And then I murder you.
And then I murder you.
What a bit. Okay, well, there you go. Link in bio for that. And that's it. Bob's your uncle. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. Thanks again, Andrew and Sarah.
Yeah, thanks, everybody. Thanks, Andrew Zero. And thanks, everybody, for listening. And
take care.
Go book a trip at Gaspé Coastal.
Go book a trip at Gaspé Coastal for sure. All right. Take care, everybody.
Comb your hair.